On June 9, 2008, detectives entered a quiet home in Mesa, Arizona, and walked into one of the most brutal crime scenes they had ever seen. Blood, chaos, a body left to rot in a locked shower. The victim, 30-year-old Travis Alexander, had been stabbed nearly 30 times, shot in the face, and his throat slit from ear to ear. But within 24 hours of the discovery, one name surfaced on every detective's lips: Jodi Arias, a woman who would soon become one of the most manipulative killers and the most dangerous liar investigators had ever interrogated. When Jodi walked into the police interrogation room, she didn't look nervous. She didn't look scared. She didn't even look confused. She looked rehearsed. Detective Esteban Flores watched her carefully, not because she seemed guilty, but because she seemed too calm for a woman who had just lost her beloved ex-boyfriend. She asked for water. She smiled. She fixed her hair. And then she did something no innocent person starts with. She began talking before she was asked a single question. Jodi's first version of events was simple. She hadn't seen Travis in months. She barely remembered the last time they talked. She claimed she was nowhere near his home, and she had nothing at all to do with his death. Detective Flores listened, quiet, patient, because while Jodi spun her story, crime scene techs were pulling photos off Travis's damaged camera. Photos that placed Jodi inside the house, inside Travis's bedroom, and even inside the shower, moments before the murder. And soon, the detective would put those photographs on the table. When the camera photos came back, they revealed something Jodi could not explain away. At 5:22 p.m., she was taking pictures of Travis in the shower. By 5:30, he was dead. Detectives confronted her gently at first. They asked about the photos. They asked why they found her hair, her bloody palm print, her DNA mixing with his blood. And just like that, the first lie collapsed. But Jodi didn't panic. She didn't crack. She simply rewrote the story. Jodi's second version was worse. She claimed masked intruders broke into the house, attacked Travis, and spared her life for no reason. She described them in detail. Their clothes, their shoes, their movements. She even claimed she fought one of them off. There was just one problem. There was zero evidence of anyone else in the house. No extra footprints, no forced entry, no strange DNA. Just Jodi. Jodi's imagination was working harder than her conscience. Detective Flores pressed harder. The camera, the prints, the timeline, her sudden memory issues. When cornered, most suspects break, cry, panic. But Jodi changed tactics. She started laughing. She flirted with the detective. She asked if she could freshen up. She did handstands against the wall. She sang songs to herself. This wasn't nervous energy. This was a woman fully convinced she could charm her way out of a murder. And that's when the detective made his move. Flores laid out everything. Her bloody handprint, her hair at the scene, her photos with Travis minutes before his death. The timeline she couldn't escape. The evidence she couldn't talk her way around. The mask didn't just slip, it shattered. Jodi's smile faded. Her voice softened. Her eyes darted around the room. And then came the most twisted moment. She didn't confess to the murder. She confessed to lying, but only because she had a third version of events ready. A story darker, stranger, and far more manipulative. Jodi's final version was simple, cruel, and calculated. She claimed the murder was self-defense. Despite 27 stab wounds, despite a slit throat, despite a gunshot to the face, despite the cleanup attempt, despite running from the scene, she insisted she had no choice. It was a lie investigators had prepared for, and a lie prosecutors would destroy. But the public wasn't ready for what came next, because the Jodi Arias who sat in that interrogation room, laughing, lying, performing, was nothing like the one who walked into court. In the interrogation room, she was cold and calculating. In court, she became an entirely different person. Soft voice, thick glasses, church girl styling, a shy, fragile, innocent act. She cried for cameras. She smiled at jurors. She spoke like a victim of her own crime. But the evidence didn't change. The photos didn't change. The wounds didn't change. Reality didn't change. And justice didn't bend. Jodi Arias was found guilty of first-degree murder. A manipulator who believed she could outsmart detectives, control her image, and rewrite the truth. But in the end, the photos told the story she tried so hard to bury. And the interrogation room exposed her for exactly what she was. A killer who thought she could lie her way out of the truth. For more documentary stories like this, please subscribe to Darkframe Stories. Like and share this video to stay updated.